Today, we're diving into SoFi to analyze the latest market data, understand the key factors influencing its movement, and explore everything investors need to know. Let's get straight to it. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Daily Stock Update. If you are new to the channel, be sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on post notifications by hitting the bell so you never miss any of our uploads and also enter our giveaway. But before that, alert, this is not a financial advice video. SoFi wrapped up the day with a modest gain of 0.72%, closing at $10.85. The lowest point of the session was $10.85, while the highest reached $11.50, indicating a volatile trading day. Several events contributed to this fluctuation, including the release of job market data. Job openings came in at 7.7 million, exceeding the forecast of 7.5 million, which on the surface seems like positive news. However, job quits were also slightly higher than expected at 3.26 million compared to the projected 3.21 million. Despite this, the market largely absorbed these figures without much disruption as other significant events took center stage. One of the notable developments was a controversial move by Doug Ford, who implemented a 25% levy on electricity purchases from Ontario. As anticipated, this prompted a strong reaction, with former U.S. President Trump making a bold statement predicting that the financial repercussions of this decision would be remembered for years. However, the decision was eventually walked back, a move that the market responded positively to. In global affairs, the situation in Ukraine appeared to be approaching a resolution, with peace talks nearing completion. Reports suggested that a final agreement could be reached within 48 hours, which fueled investor optimism and helped lift market sentiment. With geopolitical tensions seemingly easing, many of the concerns that had previously weighed on the market were fading away. However, if CPI figures showed improvement, it could provide another catalyst for a market rally. Interestingly, the typical end-of-day selling pressure that often occurs before major economic releases was absent this time. Historically, markets tend to experience a pullback in anticipation of CPI data as traders hedge against potential downside risks. However, this time there was a general sense of confidence, suggesting that investors were optimistic about the upcoming report. Regarding short interest in SoFi, data indicated that short sellers returned 1.05 million shares, reducing the shorted portion of the free float to 12.26%, equating to approximately 132.8 million shares. This marked a significant shift, as short sellers had been consistently increasing their positions in recent weeks. Seeing such a notable reduction suggested that bearish sentiment was weakening, potentially signaling a turning point for the stock. On an amusing note, Cathie Wood made headlines by selling around 5 million shares of SoFi across her various funds. Given her reputation for making bold moves, some investors viewed this as a contrarian indicator, much like the reactions to Jim Cramer's stock calls. Many believe that when she sells, it's often right before a stock moves higher. While not everyone agrees with this perspective, it remains a point of discussion among traders. Looking at options activity, the market saw significant inflows with $13 million in call options compared to $12 million in put options. Notably, 41% of the total options volume for the day was bearish. However, institutional investors placed some substantial bullish bets. For example, between 9:40 and 9:45 a.m., approximately $1.4 million was traded, with a large portion allocated to buying $14 call options expiring in July 2025. Such aggressive positioning suggests that institutions anticipate a strong upside for SoFi in the longer term. When assessing market expectations, options data indicated that many traders anticipated SoFi's price to remain above $12.50 by the end of the week. Meanwhile, bearish traders were betting on a decline to the $10.50 range. An unusual transaction also occurred, with around 3,000 contracts purchased targeting a price of $8.50. For SoFi to drop that low within the week, several negative catalysts would likely need to emerge, including a disappointing CPI report or a downgrade from analysts. However, given current conditions, such a sharp decline appears highly improbable. Large-scale transactions in the secondary market, those exceeding $100,000, showed a substantial amount of buying activity, reflecting confidence among institutional investors. SoFi closed at 11.26.6, just below a critical resistance level of 11.31. If the stock can break above this level in the next session, it could signal further upside. On the downside, strong support exists at 7.62 cents, which would act as a buffer against any significant declines. From a technical perspective, SoFi's stock price remains below most key moving averages, except for the 200-day moving average, which has emerged as a critical support level. Earlier in the session, the stock tested this level and rebounded, reinforcing its importance. The Relative Strength Index, RSI, suggests that SoFi is approaching oversold territory, meaning that a positive catalyst such as favorable CPI data could drive significant buying interest. For long-term investors, attempting to time the exact bottom is always a challenge. Instead, a strategy of dollar-cost averaging can be beneficial, gradually accumulating shares over time. Additionally, investors can explore option strategies to enhance returns, such as selling puts or engaging in multi-leg trades. Taking the time to research these strategies can be a valuable tool for optimizing investment outcomes. To wrap up, the market is at a critical juncture with major economic data on the horizon. If SoFi maintains its momentum and breaks key resistance levels, it could experience further gains. The reduction in short interest and increased institutional buying provide encouraging signs. As always, market conditions can shift rapidly, so staying informed and adaptable is essential. Friends, that's all we have for you today. What is your opinion about today's video? Get involved and let us know in the comments down below. Thanks for watching.